Hello guys, welcome back. In this lecture I will be talking about this panel and what we can do here, and the most important stuff that comes handy when we are using Blender. So here hopefully you've done the scale, rotation and everything. And let's start. So here, what do we have? It's the view. We have select, add, and object. So the most important one is add. So here we can add objects. So when we add an object, it will be added to the cursor. So let's add, for example, icosphere. And here, if you take a look here, we can change the settings. For example, subdivisions and radius. We can make it bigger, smaller, or whatever. We can change the location and things like that without doing any other stuff. So we can, for example, I've told you that this is very useful, this cursor, but how to change it with the keyboard shortcut is like hold shift and click on your right mouse button. Click on your right mouse button. Okay, so whenever you want, you can put it wherever you want. So here, just like that. So then when we add, so I want also to teach you how to add objects very fast. Just hit Shift and A. This will open, and it's just like opening this section, but it's very fast. Shift A. It's like A for add. So don't forget about it. A for add. So you will add a cube here, and then you decide to add a cube here. Shift right mouse button and Shift A, and so you can add a UV sphere, and you can add as many objects as you want. And if you look at your settings, you don't find monkey, because I'll tell you later how to add monkey to your objects, and that's it for adding. And you have different types of things that you can add. You can add curve, NURBS, and metaballs. Metaballs are also very important to add, because when you duplicate them, I want to also tell you how to duplicate an object. So how to duplicate an object is like Shift D for duplicate. So this is metaballs. So like they are affected by their, I don't know, gravity or whatever. They will collide to each other just like that. So it will be very handy, and you can make stuff very fast, I think. So I think it's very useful to know about this tool. But Shift D doesn't work for other normal objects. It works for other objects too, but it's not like metaballs. Like Shift D, you can duplicate it, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. But this is a duplicate that's not linked to the other one. If you want to duplicate, make a copy of this object while linked to the other the copied one, we can always hit Alt and D. So this way the duplication will be linked to the previous one. For example, if I scale this one, okay, nothing happens. But if we go to this section, it will happen. Everything we do to this one will happen to the other one. So don't try it now, because I'll tell you later more about this. And that's the metaballs. You can always select A, and delete everything. You can Shift A, add a cube. This is called default cube. This is the most amazing cube in the world. So we can, this is armature. This is very important. Maybe not for now, but for later. Lattice also is very important. Light is also very important. Light prop is also very important. Camera is important. Speaker is important. So basically everything, almost everything in the add section is very important. I'm advising you to go to this section and play around with it. Add some stuff, some weird stuff, do some weird stuff, and find out more about it. But what I want to tell you, how can we edit this? How can we, for example, we have this cube, but we want to change the shape or whatever. So what we are going to do here, the easiest way is going to modeling. So you want to model this, and we have, we are in editing section. But if you are in layout and you want to go to editing or modeling section, you can come here in object mode, change object mode to edit mode. So it's the same. It's the same thing. You can edit whatever you want. You can scale, S for scale, G for move, and R for rotation. So we also have these things here. And this is just in the layout or object mode. We have this. It's the same in edit mode. But what is so different? Before teaching you about these tools, and I want you to know that these are very important, because in the 3D space in Blender we have three things. We have vertices. These points are called vertices. One of the, if it's only one, is called vertex, but multiple of them is called vertices. And we also have edge. So we have an edge, which an edge at least has two vertices. So we have faces. So what is a face? This is a face. So this is called quad face because this face had 4 vertices. So but we can always have more. Okay, we can have more for a face. For you to have a face, at least you have 3 edges or 3 vertices. You cannot have 2 vertices to have a face. So it's called triangle, and it's not very good. Trigons are not very good. We need always quads, not almost always, but sometimes also triangles are very helpful. But you always, so because you're a beginner, always make sure your face has 4 vertices. If your face has more vertices or less vertices, you will be having problems while making or while modeling or while using modifiers here. But I will talk about these modifiers later, not now. And so make sure always you have 4. You have a face with 4 sides to make your life easier. So what we are going to do now is, like, we want to, for example, I want also to teach you how to change between the vertices, edges, and faces. It's like tab on number 1 on your keyboard, not on your numpad. Okay, it's different. Numpad is different, and the numbers, the digits on your keyboard is also doing something different. So you can press 2 to go to this, and you can press 3 to go to this. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you change between these from select mode, to edge, to vertices, to faces with 1, 2, 3. So now we want to, for example, extrude. This is called extrude region. We have different types of extrusions. You can check, you can try. I want you to experience it yourself. I'm not explaining everything for you because you will learn more when you experience it. And I want to show you how to do it very fast. You just press E on your numpad. On your keyboard. So it's just like that. And if you want, so this one, it will be like extruding along the normal. So if you tap it again, tap E, and you can move it G, X, and E, and extrude it. You can make any shape you want as you wish. And we also have inset faces. Inset faces also very, this is only for faces and for edges. And what you can do, this is only for faces. What you can do is you can press here. You can do this, okay? But I want you to learn a very fast way. You want to inset a face, you just hit I on your keyboard. So then you can inset it. Then E, you can extrude it. Then S, you can scale it. Then G, you can move it. GZ, along the Z axis. You made congratulations, you made a speaker. So that's good. And then we have bevel. Bevel is very important. I told you that you have to have faces that have 4 vertices. That comes handy when you are beveling, because if you don't have faces with 3 or more than 4 vertices, your modeling will look like shit. So what we're going to do, we are just beveling, okay? What we can do, we can bevel, and you can at the same time you can scroll your middle mouse button to increase and decrease the loops. So this is very, very handy because sometimes you need this. Most of the times you need to add it a little to your model so it looks a little bit realistic. But what I want to teach you too is like select this Alt. When you're on edge mode, you Alt and click on this edge and it will select the loop. But when you don't have faces with 4 vertices, this will not happen. It will be very difficult to get it. And what we are going to do now, we bevel with keyboard Control B, and you will bevel it on middle mouse button, and that's it. And you also can do things like other stuff. For example, you can change the offset type, and will be different types of beveling when you're pressing M. And if you click right mouse button, it will cancel it. So nothing will happen. But this is not true for extrusion, because when you extrude and then cancel, you still have the extrusion, but it's in its place. So you have now, you see 4 vertices, right? But you have 8 vertices. That's a problem. So you can do easiest ways to delete this face. Okay. Maybe not this way. And what you can do, you select everything, A, and M. You merge by distance. So you see here 4 vertices are merged, which was 4 vertices here, and you can change the distance, how long you want them to merge. So I don't want them to merge the other vertices to merge with each other. I just want the ones that are on top of each other to merge with each other. So this way you got rid of the problem, and that comes handy. That's very important to know. And we also have knife. Knife is very important too. You will, I don't know when will you be needing it, but it's very useful because sometimes you want to cut your object and hit enter, and then you have this kind of cut. But what you can do is, like, you want to cut, right? You want to cut here. If you you can cut through z-axis, x-axis, y-axis, but you cannot see here right now. Okay, so like that, you can cut from here along the s-axis, and when you can see that mine affected the backwards because I have Z activated. So if you press Z, it will also cut what comes behind it. But when you cut something like that, nothing will be cut behind it if you don't press Z. So that comes very handy, and I think that's very important to know. Play around and learn more about these tools because sometimes you need it. Then enter and you will apply it. So this is a problem here because so many faces are mixed with each other. We are not talking about this, fixing this, because there are two faces that are collapsing to each other. But what I want to show you is like G, Y. Sometimes we need to make copies of our objects around a pivot point. So we will be having, for example, 3 objects, and it should not be merged. And that happens because we have a fucked up model, and we will delete it, everything, and come here, Shift A, add a cube, come here, come to edit mode. How do you change between edit mode or object mode? On your keyboard, you just hit tab, and you go from edit mode to object mode, edit mode, object mode, edit mode, object mode. So here now we are in object mode, G, Y. So we want to, on edit mode, when you move, the pivot point will never change. But when you are in object mode and you change the location, the scale or whatever, the pivot point also changes. But in the edit mode, the pivot point will not change. So what we are going to do now, you'll just make some copies around our object. For example, it's like 360, 270, okay, and then we'll be having like that. So we can make more, but you have to increase this to be looking like they have the same space. So this is also very useful. Also, loop cuts are also very helpful because this is edge slide. Sorry, this is not adding a loop cut. This slide is very important. For example, if you want to add a loop around your object, you hit Control R. This is very useful. This is the most important thing that you can learn. Control R, adding loops to your object. So yeah, and this is loop slide. You can slide it this way, but I will also show you another way. It's like G, you want to move right, but GG, it's like GG, twice G, you will loop slide. And it's the same, it's true also for vertices and edges. G will be like that, GG, you will slide along the edge. And also it's true for the edges. You want to use G, but if you hit G twice, you will move along the you will just slide the edge. Okay, so this is also important in the vertices mod. So it's very important because you will rip it apart, and you can do that with V, and it's also very important to know that it's V instead of this. You select this, and V, it will rip it apart like that. V for ripping apart everything. Okay, that's not everything, but this is a vast overview over the things in modeling. Of course, you can do a lot of things. This is also very important. The select is very, very important. The add, also you can add more stuff here. The mesh, this is very, very important. But whatever you have here, you also have to here, not everything, but some parts of it. So the merge is very important. Separation is very, very important. You have to know that. Separation by selection, material, and loose parts. So, for example, I want this stuff because I add them in the edit mode. They will be added as one object. So what I want to do, for example, I want to separate this model. Okay, what you're going to do to select the whole model, select one vertices and hover over it, and L, you select the whole separated model, and you hit on P on your keyboard. It's like for separation. It's just like coming here and separating. It's P and we will be selecting. By selection, it will be two different models. So when you're going out, it's a different model, and this is also a different object. So this is also what is also very important is merge, and shift this and select these two. You come here to mesh and merge, and for merge we have different things. For example, merge at last, merge at first, at cursor, at center, and by distance. By distance is very important because it will resolve so many problems your model have. But now we will try this, and these two are merged together. So you can try it and play with it, play with the other things, and split and do whatever you want to do. Symmetrize also is very important. It's very, very important. Why it's very important? Because sometimes your model is not symmetrical somehow, but you want it to be symmetrical. So you put here L, you can come here, it will be symmetrized. So why it's not working right now? Because it's not working because we have different models here, and the edge is not in the center, so it will not be merged, and the symmetry will not be it's just like mirroring this object to the other side of the pivot point. So this is also very important for the edge, face, and vertex. Edge and face, this is very, very important. I want you to play with these things because they are different stuff. So what I want to show you is like go to the face mode, select this face, and come to the faces and triangulate the face. So it will become two triangles. So that's the smallest face you can have. You cannot have a face less than 3 sides. So basically everything is made from triangles. Everything is triangle in the world, and sometimes the face you want to make a quad face. When you have 2 triangles, you can come here and tries to quad. It will just become a quad, and please play around with this stuff, and you will learn more about that. And especially when you're it's just like teaching yourself. And if you want to fill this phase, for example, select these vertices, okay, and Control F. You can fill here, or grid fill. So you can grid fill, and you can just do it like that, and you filled it. And this is very handy. Hope you're going around through this and practice it yourself. And these things are very handy. The more you try and the more consistent you are to learn this stuff, you will learn it faster. So what I'm telling you to do is practice it yourself. This is the best thing. So I'm not showing you every step because I want you to figure out every step yourself. So this way you won't forget most of the things. So now we talked about the edit mode or modeling section. Now we are going to talk about these things. What are these things? And they are important, but they are also come in handy sometimes because, for example, you have a cube. Okay, you want to scale it this way in a global. This is called transformation in orientations. In a global, you can change it to local, to normal, to gimbal, to the view, to the cursor, to the parent. So these things are very, very important because sometimes the normal is the same if I do it now because the normals has not changed. But if I do that, you scale it this way, and for example, you come here, add something. Okay, and you come here, and then you will rotate it. Okay, it will rotate around the pivot point. But what you want is to, for example, do you want to, maybe this doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work. Set origin to the geometry. Okay, anyways, the scale is not as it should be. Okay, but this is very important, and sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need to scale something in the local axis, or in the global axis, or in the normal direction. I'll tell you later what's normals and what is flipped normals. But for now, that's all. You can practice with it, and this is also very important because when you have two objects, Shift D, duplicate it, and duplicate it again. I mean, just like that. And then when you want to scale them, for example, everyone will be scaled like this. Okay, from the median point of all of the three, but you want to scale them in the individual origin, so it's different. So it will be like more as they will be scaled in their origin. So play with this. This will be from this 3D cursor. It will be scaled from the 3D cursor to the 3D cursor, and from this 3D cursor. This is also magnet. This is very important because what you can see incrementations along the axis. So this is increments along vertices, along the edges, faces, volume, and edge, and other stuff. So this is snapping. You can remember it by this magnet. You can snap. For example, snap this one to this object. For example, if we change the snapping to the face and in the center, we'll be snapping here, not the center, sorry, on the closest. You will see that it will snap to it. Okay, it will snap to the object. Okay, so our vertices. This is very important because sometimes you want vertices to snap to each other, and it will be very handy. And this is something that you really needed, but not now. No, it doesn't work here. For example, here it will work. Scaling it not according to this 3D cursor, but individual median point. We will be scaling it like that, but we also want to be influenced to the other parts. You will just zoom in and zoom out of the or scrolling middle mouse button, and it will be affected by the it will affect the surroundings. So the scaling will affect the surroundings. So you can change the shape of how it should affect the surroundings. Just scale it, and it will be random. For example, very, very random, and just like that. And it's very, very handy. And these are also they work here. For example, you want to do it, right? And scroll, because we have activated this. And this is along the normals. This is along the global orientation. So this is it for this section. And here, this is also very important to know. This is the viewport shading. If you have materials on your objects, you will see the materials. And this is the rendering view. So you will be getting this view. You won't be having this HDRI on the background. You will be having a dark background, and you will be having lights and stuff that illuminates your background. But anyway, come to the shading, viewport shading, and what we can do, more settings here. What we can do is we can hide this stuff. For example, we want to hide everything. Nothing will be visible anymore. But sometimes you need some things to be invisible, and you will check it, okay? And check it and check it on and check it off, and that's all. Take it off and take it on. And what we are going to do now, there's also one thing, it's very important, it's called face orientation. Face orientation is very, very important. So, which means, blue means that everything is out. Red means it's inside, okay? Blue means outside, red means inside. So, if you see a face that is red from outside, it means that you have a flipped normal. A flipped normal. So this is too much. Okay, flip it. You don't want a flipped normal. What's flipped normal? Let's see here. Okay. This is called a flipped normal. You don't want that. You don't want a flipped normal. You want your model to be blue. So how do you change the red flipped normals? Control Shift N, and it is not inside, so turn it off. It will be blue. So you want your model to be blue. So then you will turn off the face orientation. So you don't need it anymore. Okay. So that's all for this video, and see you in the next lecture.